Haile Selassie I, born Ras Bitwaddad Tesemma on July 23, 1892, in Ejersa Goro, a small village in the Harar region of Ethiopia, is one of the most iconic and controversial figures of the 20th century. He served as Emperor of Ethiopia from 1930 until his deposition in 1974, and his legacy stretches beyond politics, weaving through global movements, religion, and philosophy. While he is celebrated by some as a symbol of African unity, liberation, and pride, and revered by others as a divine figure, Haile Selassie remains an enigma, his complex legacy shaped by his actions on the world stage and his impact on Ethiopian society. This documentary-style account explores Haile Selassie's life, his reign, and his significance not only as a political leader but also as the spiritual embodiment of a nation and an influential figure in the Rastafarian movement. Haile Selassie was born into the Solomonic dynasty, a royal lineage believed to trace its roots back to the union of the Queen of Sheba and King Solomon of Israel. This divine ancestry, combined with Ethiopia's long history as one of the world's oldest Christian kingdoms, imbued Selassie's family with a sense of divine legitimacy, which would play a key role in his eventual rise to power. As a young man, Haile Selassie was appointed to various administrative positions within the Ethiopian imperial system, including a post as a governor in the provinces. His early education was a blend of traditional Ethiopian learning and Western influences. After his formal schooling, he went to Menelik II's palace in Addis Ababa, where he gained further political experience. Haile Selassie's reign was marked by his drive for modernization. One of his first acts was to introduce Ethiopia's first written constitution in 1931, which established the framework for a constitutional monarchy. This was an important step in modernizing the country, although it was a limited constitution that retained significant power for the emperor. Selassie also worked to establish a national army, modernize the country's infrastructure, and improve education, including the establishment of schools and universities. One of his most ambitious projects was to develop Ethiopia's infrastructure, including roads, railroads, and communication systems. He sought to establish a national network that would bring the country's isolated regions into closer contact with the capital, Addis Ababa. However, these efforts were impeded by the lack of resources, and they faced resistance from the conservative factions of Ethiopian society. Despite his many accomplishments, Haile Selassie's reign faced significant challenges in the 1960s and 1970s. By the early 1970s, Ethiopia was grappling with economic stagnation, political corruption, and a growing discontent among the population. The government faced increasing opposition from both the left and right, and there were mounting demands for land reform and the redistribution of wealth. In 1974, a series of protests and uprisings culminated in a military coup that ousted Haile Selassie. The emperor was placed under house arrest, and a new Marxist government, led by the Derg, took power. Haile Selassie was eventually deposed and died under mysterious circumstances on August 27, 1975, though the exact cause of his death remains unclear.